No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to smack it raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not for those of the host. Social discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smackin Raw podcast, episode 251. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden, Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-host, who is now in the lead for the race for Pornhub Poppy, up 18-17 because Vince called off this week and also next week. So she's going to take a 2-week lead from the She Elite Showcase. She is the shaman of She Elite, Miss Katie Kinsey Bay.
What's up?
And of course, you know him, you love him. He revived the Get Yo podcast almost single-handedly after I said it was dead and gone. He's like, no, fuck that. Brought it back. Justin, how you doing?
Yo, that's right. We here. Olale, viva la raza.
All right, relax.
I got to talk to you later about you sucking dick on your last episode. We're going to talk about that. But
hey, it was an issue if the gun was to your head. What would you do? That's all I'm saying.
We'll talk. Jesus.
Last but certainly not least, and something that has been in the works for a while.
Yes.
From Chicago, Illinois, ladies and gentlemen, it is Devin from the Clark Street podcast.
What's up? You got it. What's up?
He's in my head making faces and shit down there.
I see it.
I'm trying to do an intro. You got me all fucked up.
I was trying to pump it up. You know what I'm saying? People watching, we got to get ready for Dev from Clark Street, you know, our fellow Chicagoan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Our fellow Chicagoan.
Our fellow Chicagoan.
That's right.
Katie is an honorary Chicagoan tonight.
That's right, Katie.
Hold on. Katie, what city has the best pizza? Chicago or New York?
Chicago.
Thank you. Okay,
you go.
You good.
Right
You
there.
good.
Nailed it. I passed the test.
You good.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, as you know, first and foremost, Young Kings Wrestling has those awesome NWO style Black Lives Matter t-shirts that we plug every week, and the reason we do so is all of the money that is generated from you purchasing those awesome t-shirts is put into a fund by TC, host of the Young Kings Wrestling podcast, and then it is donated to the families of people who were affected by police brutality, who have lost family members or loved ones to social injustice. As per the Black Lives Matter movement, it is something very near and dear to our hearts. So we ask that you guys not only go get yourself a badass t-shirt, but that money is being donated to good causes and to families who are in need, as well as we have talked about the last few weeks. Women have been stripped of their right to choose their body autonomy, and as supporters of women's and women's rights, we have those pro wrestling pro-choice t-shirts, both available on our Teespring. You can find mine at Matt Ritter, there's at MATTRIDDER. Also Katie's at Katie Wrestling 13. All the proceeds for her shirts are being donated to Planned Parenthood. And Katie, where are all the proceeds for my shirts going?
Fuck.
You got this.
Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project.
That is correct. The Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project, who takes care of women who are in dire need of health, making sure that they get the health care that they need in those situations. So if you are interested in donating to any of those and you want the awesome design done by Jizzy of the Deadass Girls, that she made the design for the shirts for us, please go ahead and do that as well. We appreciate it. We are donating at the end of every month, and we're going to keep it going. So they are still available. They're up on the shop. You can go get those. But That is not why we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to talk professional wrestling, sports entertainment, however you want to look at it. So let's get into some news and rumors. First and foremost, on the bright side of things, Big E has let us know that he is out of his neck brace. Surgery is off the table. The bone isn't quite growing in his neck yet, but he is on the mend and he does not have to worry about having surgery. So I'm happy about that. I can't wait to see Big E back.
Yes, 1,000. How does that work actually? Does the because without the surgery required, they just waiting for the bone to grow, or?
I'm assuming that they're seeing something in his healing process that tells them that, you know, the bone is going to grow. It's just not there yet. And that's why he doesn't need surgery. They said surgery's off the table. He doesn't need it. So he's going to be all right.
Okay. Well, good.
Yeah, it's a good sign, man.
Yeah, we get the power of positivity.
Yes.
Also, on the dark side, or no, we'll stay on the bright side. Pat McAfee signed a 3-year extension with WWE, and Pat has been absolutely fucking fantastic, both in the ring and on commentary, and through all of the shit with Sasha and Naomi and the faces he made during that whole debacle while Michael Cole was doing the corporate bullshit, and the story that he's got going on with Baron Corbin. So happy to see Pat sticking around.
Oh, hell yeah. Pat's one of the best commentators in the business right now. He's so good because he's a fan. And he reacts like how we all react. Like, when we all found out about the Sasha Naomi shit, we were just like, yo, what the fuck? Pat was making the exact same faces we all were probably making. And he was doing that shit on live TV. So.
Yeah, no.
You like Kevin Kelly? What about Kevin Kelly? Kevin Kelly?
I said one of the best right now. I didn't say the best. Relax.
You mean Hermie?
Hermie?
Isn't that what The Rock used to call him? Hermie?
Oh, dang.
yeah.
That's a throwback. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dang. I totally forgot about that shit.
All right, now on a down note. First and foremost, fuck you, IWC, because you bullied Shotzi Blackheart off Twitter. And I have a very special spot in my heart for Miss Blackheart. But you know, was the Money in the Bank performance the best performance ever? No, it wasn't. There were botches. There were botches from everyone. But she went out there, she did her best. You guys are out here telling her that she should be fired. She even came out and said, listen, everything you guys were saying to me was getting to me, but I tried to just remind myself who the fuck I am. And then you continue. Like, you didn't take that as a sign of, hey, okay, maybe we should stop. You continued to push this person who, by the way, has dedicated her entire life to a sport that you love and is doing something most of you Twitter warriors could never do or dream of doing a day in your life. She is out there living your dream, and because you are jealous, sad sons of bitches, you go on Twitter and you say some dumb shit and you run her off Twitter, ruining it for her fans, because I enjoyed Shotzi and everything she did and her tweets and engaging with her. I mean, she didn't ever like respond back to me because I think the Pornhub thing runs everyone away, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, no, it's fucked up that we constantly, as the IWC, complain about bullying and picking on people and all of this stuff, yet you go after these wrestlers, these people that are entertaining you, that are putting their health and their lives on the line for your enjoyment. And instead of learning to enjoy it and having fun, you shame them and you bully them and you run them off fucking Twitter. It's fucking sad.
Yeah, I don't like it, bro. You know, Shotzi is one of my favorite too. I even got a Shotzi shirt as well. So hearing this, yeah, I didn't take it. I didn't take it lightly as well. I'm like, man, you really gonna just kick her off of Twitter like that? Yeah, she was, you know, botching, but everybody botches. And she even took ownership of that too. So that's what I like about it. She took accountability. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's move forward. And nobody could move forward from that stupid shit, man. Just childish. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, it is what it is.
Yeah, agreed for sure.
The IWC sucks. And last but not least, we found out today. So originally when I brought this up, it was $3 million in hush money, and they said that the relationship was consensual. So we were like, all right, we're gonna have fun with this until we find out that, you know, there's some more serious allegations going on and maybe the stuff wasn't consensual. As long as it was consensual, it's okay for us to joke about and have fun. was my original stance. Well, now we found out it's $12 million. 7.5 million of that went to a former wrestler who was coerced into giving Vince a blowjob. And then when she refused to continue to give Vince sexual favors, was demoted, and then her contract was not renewed. There are other women who received unsolicited dick pics from Vince McMahon, which nobody wants to see that, Vince. Nobody wants to see that. I don't care if it was 10 years ago or not. Yeah. Like, I know you're proud of the grapefruits you came on TV and talked about. Like, nobody wants to see that. They really fucking don't.
No.
Like, if you, I mean, on the bright side of that, if you pay attention to any female Twitter, she is going to tell you she does not want to see your dick or anyone's dick unsolicited. Unless they ask for it, you do not send it. And you'd think that a billionaire would have the common sense, but no, he's just like the rest of you fucks who just randomly send women your dick because you think they want to see it because you want to see them naked. That's not how it works.
We don't want to see them. I promise you we don't. That shit's gross. Stop. For the love of God, stop.
So we will no longer
stop
be
sending
cracking...
dick pics. Come on now.
Yeah,
stop it.
Yeah, Justin, stop it.
You wait a minute, hold on. If we're in a relationship, that's okay, right?
Listen.
Say yes, just say yes.
With the alopecia and everything, when you send me a selfie, it kind of looks like a dick pic. I'm not sure what I got. Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Damn.
I only know if you have the glasses on, then I can tell.
If
it's this way, then I get okay. Anyway,
so yeah, we're not gonna make jokes about it. Like I even planned on coming on here originally, and like that whole Cat Williams skit where he's talking about Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton running for president. Like,
yeah.
You let that was Air Force One. You let fly the fuck off. Like that was your main missile. Like I had a whole joke lined up about Linda not taking over WWE because of that, but I was like, I can't do that now because now it's actual serious allegations. Like he forced someone into giving him a blowjob. He's sending unsolicited dick pics. This has now become sexual harassment, not something we want to make light of. So, we will see. Vince did not show up on SmackDown tonight, surprisingly.
Of course not.
Oh man.
Apparently, he was making light of the accusations the last time. So.
Well, again,
it's
at
just
that point,
weird though.
At that point, we were too because it was consensual.
It's consensual, right? He's like,
yeah, exactly, right.
Like the owner of the company backstage being like, "Fuck him." No, he was apparently. So, yeah, what a guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had two clubs.
Two clubs?
Yeah, the Kiss My Ass Club and the Suck My Dick Club.
You didn't, because I did. How do you think John Laurinaitis has been employed so long?
Oh, you mother...
got that fast pass lane.
Yeah. Got that fast pass.
All right.
Not the fast.
Actually, Katie, I think you might have missed this. Since it has been a struggle to separate the spits and swallows, I decided to get rid of that whole thing. So what we're going to do is, Devin, wherever you want to start, go ahead and start. We're going to go around the room. You guys can give spits, swallows, whatever you want to give. We'll just go through everyone's list. If you want to jump back and forth, you can do that. And when we're done, we're done. So,
okay. I'm going to start with the tribal chief, head of the table. We the ones. Finally showed up to work today. He was feeling good, feeling great. He said he just hopped off the private jet, came from the house. I was like, he's in a good mood. I thought we would see more, but it's cool what we got. I understand this is the tribal chief, the undisputed champion. So I'm gonna swallow the tribal chief. I know how that sounds to all the people that
that's whatever what we do here.
I'm comfortable with who I am.
There you go.
All right, right. There we go.
I'm with you on that. I mean, I literally have it the exact same way you said it too, like in my notes. Swallowing Roman on SmackDown. He's feeling good. I love how Paul Heyman, like Roman's like, I'm feeling good. So why do you have that look on your face? Here, put your hand out. And like his hand's shaking and he's scared. He's like, no, it's cool. Just
literally does.
Put your hand out. And he gives him the mic. He's like, tell me what's wrong. And the way Paul Heyman, like a lot of people, I was not one of them, but a lot of people were like, why do I want to see Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns again? We've seen it so many times. This is stupid. And I'm like, they're still going to beat the shit out of each other. Like, it's still going to be entertaining.
Right.
Yeah,
100%.
right.
But the way he got me hyped for Last Man Standing, talking about Brock being backed into a corner and how he beat The Rock when he wasn't supposed to, and then broke my heart for the 5 millionth time by bringing up the streak because he won't let that shit go. And I understand why, but it still hurts to hear it because The Undertaker's my guy. All of these things, like just getting you so excited for them in a Last Man Standing match, really making it feel special. The only thing I didn't like was Theory came out, then they cut to commercial. When they came back, it's like, okay, what the fuck was Theory there for? Like, where did he go? Like, we saw him pop up on the entrance ramp, but we weren't supposed to see him, and then his music hit, and he strolled down there and did a lap around the ring, and then just fucked off, I guess. Like, I don't know where the fuck he went. Like, why did you come out?
That was hilarious.
I saw so many screenshots of him in the background being like me when I wake up my mom at 3 a.m. Like I threw up. Fuck it. It's true. That's what you look like. You look like a scared little kid. And that's what he is because he damn sure can't cash in on Roman. Are you kidding?
After the Last Man Standing match?
That's what I'm saying.
That's gonna be the only way.
Yep. That's just the logical way.
That's a logic, right? But I loved it. I loved it because it was pure comedy. When he came out, see, you could tell like they're all feeling this whole bloodline thing. Like, you know, when a whole group is feeling each other and they're all into being the group. As soon as he came out and started doing that prance, they all were like, "This mother is coming around here." Like Paul Heyman had the look, Usos had the look, Roman had that look. They're like, "How dare this motherfucker come around us?" You know. And it was great. I thought it was pure comedy. And to me, to be honest, like I know because I'm swallowing the Roman Reigns thing too, like heavy, because everyone's talking about the Brock Lesnar thing, how it's like it's redundant, right? It's happening all the time. But Paul Heyman can always make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No, Paul Heyman always makes it work. So
that man has a silver tongue like no other. Like I understand he wasn't paying people and that's why they went out of business. But like the way that man just takes fantasy and makes it reality is a true art form.
Yep.
I was also already swallowing this because I knew Devin was a huge Roman Reigns fan. So I was like, of course, I get him on the show, and the show I get him on, the Tribal Chief returns. Like, how perfect is that?
It was fate.
So
the wrestling guys were in your favor.
They were. Katie, what do you got?
Oh my god. See, not knowing where to start is overwhelming.
Wherever you want.
Liv Morgan in general this past week. This has been the week of Liv. I was there at Money in the Bank when she won.
Oh shit.
Her match with her teaming with Bianca on Raw was great. Her promo tonight was good. Like she's just so pure and adorable. Like she's the underdog you constantly want to root for. And I fucking love Liv Morgan, and she finally got her time to shine. Everything is coming up Liv. Like this is her time. So everything that has happened with Liv this past week or so has been money, pun intended.
And I'm gonna piggyback up that because yes, you only live once. I'm swallowing Liv. However, everyone looked like they froze. Like you all just paused listening to me so intently. It freaked me out. I thought my screen froze. I was like, whoa. Like
I was just looking at
I've never had three people pay attention to me saying shit like that. Normally Justin's making faces and stuff. Rhonda and Natalya coming out and making that part of like Natalya in general is a spit for me almost every, unless she's with Jenny, it's going to be a spit for me. Anything Jenny Neidhart is a swallow. Anything Natalya is generally a spit for me, but like piggybacking off that and bringing in the Ronda thing and Ronda tapping it, like I don't care about that. I don't care that Ronda's hurt. I'm happy to see the title offer.
Yeah.
I'd much rather see her in the spot that we had her in, where she's in intergender tag team matches and she's whooping on Triple H. Like that's where I see value in Ronda Rousey, not so much in this situation where like she's talking and cutting promos.
Bro,
it's not her strength. That is not her strength.
For the love of God.
Stop
this bitch
talking.
Cannot talk at all.
But
it
also swallowing Liv because the emotion, like she cannot hold in how excited and happy she is to just be where she is. And Ruby Soho, like being so happy for her friend finally getting what Ruby never got was really cool. And just showing love for her on Twitter. So like, yeah, that whole thing I'm swallowing.
100%.
Justin, what you got?
Listen, I would love to continue this Liv Morgan swallow. I would love to. But I feel like we have to get this out of the way since we were on SmackDown a little bit earlier. Maximum male models. Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
I love it, man. When it started, I was like, this is what listen, not all wrestling has to be technical high spots and great matches. You have to have the entertainment. You know what I'm saying? In New Japan, Yano's that entertainment. You know what I'm saying? In Impact, you have one. Every promotion has one. SmackDown, this is
Yanni?
it right here.
Yanni's in New Japan?
Yano.
Is that what I said?
Okay.
Yep.
We'll get there. But yeah, I'm enjoying this, especially the most recent one they just did on Friday, the Wimbledon you know what I'm saying? The Wimbledon collab that they had. You know? And the this is probably Max Dupree's best like mic work because he was saying, you know, you got serve handling the ball, handling the racket, you know, with one set, one love. Look at the calf muscles. Like this is probably the more they get into it, the better I think it's gonna be.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I love it. I love how they switch the names to have a little more je ne sais quoi type of thing. You know, Mansoir,
Marseille.
Marseille, yeah. And you know the music for the runway. I mean, had you thinking you were back at like Soundbar. You know what I'm saying? Zentra days. You know.
Listen, Justin, I'm glad that you and Devin enjoy that. And there's a little bit of everything for everyone. But when I was promised to have my juices titillated, as the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub, I expect to have my juices titillated when promised. And so far, they have not been. That whole Maximum
the shot of the quad, the shot of the quad,
not doing it for it's not for me personally. It's a spit for me. It wasn't doing it. It didn't do it last
the
week.
ladies are going crazy on Twitter on Marseille Hoochie Daddy shorts.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Season right now. Any attractive man wearing hoochie shorts is gonna be getting hollering from women. So
but who would have thought
given.
Mansoor though? You know what I'm saying? 6 months
attractive
ago,
looking
no one,
Mansoir.
6 months ago, no one cared about this man. Now he's in some hoochie shorts. You
they're
care.
Not doing
Hoochie shorts
Saudi
make
shows
you
right now,
care.
so they pushed him aside.
Right.
That's why.
Now he's ready to give you the serve that you want. You know what I'm saying? The stroke that you want. You know what I'm saying?
He's ready to give it to me, but he hasn't yet. That's all I'm saying. I have not been stroked by Mansoir, and I'm
okay. You will though. You will.
We'll see. All right. So for me, my first swallow is Lashley and Theory promo for Monday Night Raw. Theory's got some huge plans and a rematch. Bobby's looking to make sure that Theory doesn't walk out of SummerSlam, or making sure that Theory walks out of SummerSlam like he got some with no lube, because lube has been a whole thing for this whole feud that they've had. Bobby got lubed up by Theory. Theory got lubed up by Bobby. Now Bobby's looking to fuck him up. No lube. Like he's going to make sure this man doesn't walk out with his title, or maybe not walk out at all. So I wasn't feeling this at first, but as this has gone on, I've enjoyed it more and more. I kind of like watching Bobby Lashley beat the shit out of Austin Theory and get one up on Austin Theory. So that is my first swallow for Monday Night Raw, is the Lashley Theory promo.
Fair.
What you got, Devin?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna swallow that as well. The Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley, man, dude. So a few weeks ago, I thought Austin Theory he had a area to improve in his promos, because it felt like at times that he just felt like he was just reading from the script. But on Monday, he came with that fire, man. And Bobby was like, I'm gonna get that title again, and I'm gonna cash in on the last man standing match. I was like, oh man, he's saying it with his chest. And I believe that. You know, I was like, I got a little worried, man. I'm a tribal chief. I feel like Paul Heyman, man. You know, just a bit nervous. I'm shaking by those words. He said it. Believe. I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's logic right there. You got two behemoths beat the hell out of each other all over the stadium. And yeah, why not? I'll do the same thing too. So yeah, so Theory and then Bobby Lashley. This dude's been killing it as a face. I think it started in Chicago and Hell in a Cell. And I thought it was just a crowd that was just loving Bobby, but the Money in the Bank, the Vegas crowd, and it's just a bunch of like, everybody's coming from bits and parts, each of the, country all over. But he was getting heavy, man. All these praises. I'm like, okay, cool. So Bobby's killing it, man. And they need to build this dude to face the tribal chief. That's what they need to do.
I agree.
I think that's where they're going, right? They're either going that route or have him hold the title until because Powerbomb Jitsu, shout out, he was mentioning if they keep it on Bobby, we're en route to see Gunther versus Bobby at Survivor Series.
Bruh.
So shout out to him, but he brought that up. But yeah, so I'm all for that. If we get that, this is Slim Gunther now. You know what I'm saying? Slim Gunther.
Hey man, he a beast. You see what he did to his lieutenant?
Yep.
I'm gonna swallow that too. Shit.
Do it. Let's go. Swallow that. Let's talk about that.
Dude,
so
man, he did not appreciate Ludwig Kaiser losing in his name, to Shinsuke. So he told that man to get up. I'm like, okay, what you about to do? Put your chest out. Put his chest out. Ooh, I'm like, oh,
right.
And you see the crowd react too. You see one of the dudes, they were holding his chest. I'm like, yeah, me too. Like he just cracked a rib chest or something. Like, goddamn, like I'm gonna swallow that because the way they've been booking Gunther, they just been killing it, man. And he got the title now. He's gonna bring some prestige to it. It's like, man, you gotta earn your shit. Ain't no open challenge. You gotta earn it to face me. So I like that.
Yeah.
And not just that, but they told you, oh, we think Gunther's gonna have an open challenge. He comes out and he's like, I'm not doing an open challenge. What am I, fucking stupid? Like, what do you think this is? I don't just put my title on the line against someone I'm not prepared for. I'm the fucking ring general. Like, earn that shit and come at me. And then Shinsuke comes out. You've got Baron Corbin, who I have not had the best relationship with lately, but him mocking Pat McAfee during this whole segment and doing the Pat McAfee on the fucking announcer's table and all that, and making Corey get up with him and do it too, and both of them just shoving their balls in Michael Cole's face and dancing and talking shit.
Sheer disrespect.
And then the idea that we were going to get Shinsuke versus Gunther, which is the first time I've been excited for anything Shinsuke's done, and I don't know how long. I was like, all right, I'm all for that. And then Kaiser Roll loses to Shinsuke, and Gunther comes in. He's like, nope, get up. You're going to have to take this ass whooping. Come on.
Yeah.
Getting that spanking, stand up. You know what's coming. Just take it. Just take it.
Dude, like
three of them.
Three. Now, Walter Gunther, whatever you want to call him, has had some of the deadliest chops in recent history. Like, you watch his match with Dragunov. He's literally killing people basically with these chops. So the fact that he made Ludwig stand up, take three, how he's alive, I don't know. Like, that shit hurt me from my screen. Like, I can't. It was so good, though. It's like, I like when there's groups or factions or whatever you want to call them, and the leader, like, make sure shit goes the way they need to. Tony D, for example, he knows how to run his shit. Santos cost him, put Santos in the hospital. Was it 2 times tried to
tried to take his
swimming with the fishes.
You want to transition that into your swallow?
Yes, I will.
We're gonna swallow Tony D, handling business as a good Italian leader should. As an Italian from Chicago who lived on Taylor Street, nothing but respect for my boy Tony D, laying out Santos, putting that man in the hospital, and then going to the boys and being like, listen, I already put Santos in the hospital. Y'all need to fall in line or you're going too. Elektra's the only one out here doing shit for us. You got one more chance. You're going to end up next to him. I ain't having this shit anymore. I killed my friend and I put your boss in the hospital.
I love it. It's so good.
Yeah. Also, sidebar, unfortunately, as a big Sopranos fan as well, Paulie Walnuts, the actor that played Paulie Walnuts, passed away today. So
James
to see
Cain,
that Italian mobster representation on NXT at the same time as we lost a great Italian actor, mobster character, is also nice for me. So that's a swallow as well.
Yeah, rest in peace. I agree. But man, come on now. Why do you gotta, put Santos Escobar in the hospital, man?
He
He was looking
disobeyed the
rough.
Don.
He was looking rough.
Listen. Yeah, he just looked like Kanye West. Remember?
Listen,
when
I know-
Kanye West was in the hospital.
I know
He
Vince
was-
isn't here, and I'm assuming you're just trying to stick up for Vince because he's a Santos fan, and we got this whole Italian Mexican feud going on between
Yeah.
the two of us. My Don won. There was a stipulation. If you lose, you come work for me. It's a very simple thing to do. You're part of the family. You're an earner now. You were a boss, now you're an earner. You're part of the family. You come join us, we take care of you.
True.
He was more than willing to allow Santos to be part of the family, take care of him, pay him well, put him to work. Santos did this to Santos.
Yup.
Not to
Facts.
quote Vince, but Santos screwed Santos. All right.
That's
Santos screwed
that's
Santos.
logical. That's logical.
Eh,
Yeah,
It is logical because it's true.
yeah. He took
Santos
a risk.
brought
He
this upon
gambled. It didn't
himself.
pay off.
Don't
gotta
go
live the
gambling
consequence.
against the Don of NXT.
Yeah.
That's his own damn fault.
I have to be hurt because my last name is Santos. You know what I'm saying? So emotionally, I'm a little hurt.
You said emotionally? I'm
Emotionally,
upset.
that's
know what?
why. That's why I'm spinning that because I'm emotionally hurt. You know what I'm
I
saying?
gotta swallow nothing. I gotta swallow the Smackin' Raw podcast because
Ah,
I'm just having a great time talking about. I never really get to talk about 2.0, so talking 2.0 is a bonus with me. You know, my co-host, unfortunately, he's not down with it. I'm like, all right, not gonna force you. You're not
Yeah.
with it. You're not with it.
right.
All right.
Listen,
You
Hey,
try though.
anytime
I've seen a
you
couple
wanna
times
talk
you try.
2.0,
You try.
You
It's-
try.
It's a slow process.
Yeah.
we got an open backdoor policy here on Smackin' Raw podcast over on Pornhub. Anytime you want to come talk 2.0, Devin, you are more than welcome.
I'm down. I'm down there. Just
Mhm.
send the invite. I'm on the way.
I got you.
Mhm.
Justin, what do you got?
Hold on. First off, did you not threaten me just like how Tony D threatened Santos? You're like when you send the link, you're like, "Yo, where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm in the bathroom." Is it all right?
That's not being.
No, that is-
funny.
that is
But it's
not
the
what
same.
happened.
It's
No,
kind
no,
of the
no.
same. It's kind of the same. It's
Listen,
kind of the same.
when you got done using the bathroom, did you look at the toilet and find a fish head?
No, thank God.
Then
You
it
know?
wasn't the same.
It better not be in the mailbox when I go outside. It's a mess.
Then don't go check your mailbox, bro.
or a
Just go
horse
and
head
check your
or a horse
mailbox.
head.
It's
Or a horse
it's
head on my
like
bed?
listen, if you don't look, it's not there. Like
That's exactly how it works.
what do you got
But
for
yeah.
what you got next?
Where are we at NXT? Well, I got
Well,
to. I got.
it's
wherever.
wherever
You
you
go
want.
Okay,
You can
okay.
go Raw,
I'm
AEW.
trying. I'm trying to
You
go
could
with the
spit,
flow.
you could swallow, you could do whatever you want.
Okay. I got-
Whatever's on your heart, Justin. Get it off. Get it off your
we've
heart.
been
Say it with your chest.
we've been swallowing a lot of WWE, right? I'm gonna try to do a little bit AEW right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna spit this Christian Cage and Lucha Clitoris little group promo that they got, and him going back to his bag of just offensive and out of the pocket insults that he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Bringing up Jeff, bringing up Matt Hardy, and how he always likes the attention and blah blah blah. I mean, it's cool, but sometimes things gets played out. You know what I'm saying? It may be because it was Rochester, and Rochester is maybe not the best in humor or whatever, but they didn't seem like they were feeling it.
Did you just say Rochester wasn't funny?
Rochester, New York? Isn't that where they were?
Yeah, but I'm
Rochester?
saying, did you just say no one in New York was fun, or no one in Rochester was funny? I'm just asking for the people
No,
listening from Rochester.
No, I meant like maybe they don't get humor like
Oh, yeah.
how Christian Cage was throwing.
So they're slow. You're saying they're slow.
Well,
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
they do enjoy garbage plates. Do you know what garbage plates are?
I was
Oh,
gonna say,
trust me, I know about
Buffalo
that.
might be a little slow, but I think Rochester's all right.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm the exact opposite from you, man. Listen, when they get personal, when MJF calls Brian Pillman's mom, Methany.
Yeah.
When Christian's out there talking about how Jungle Boy's mom wanted to fuck him and he was going to be Jungle Boy's daddy.
Yeah.
Even this stuff, like, so I talked a little bit about this on Twitter because there was a lot of opposing ideas about this. There are people who were offended by the fact that they used Jeff's real life problems in a story. And I get that because they were when WWE did it as well. There are people who don't mind it. I fall on the side of I don't mind it. I'm not going to tell anyone who said, hey, I've dealt with addiction in my life, or I have had a family member who has, and that is offensive to me, that it shouldn't be. Like, if that is offensive to you, I understand that. I get that. I'm never going to tell you shouldn't be offended by that. I personally wasn't. I personally enjoy when they get personal because it makes me go, ooh, oh, okay, we're going there. It brings a little bit of that realism in that kind of, it hooks you a little bit. Like, he really wasn't supposed to say that. Obviously, he got the okay, but I can't believe he said that. And every time they do it, it gets me, including this time when he's like, he straight up said, you're making Jeff look like the sober one, Matt. What are you doing out here? Like,
yeah, right.
So
Shit had
that
me
was
shook.
I mean, I did like the one line where he's like the Michael Jordan of assholes. I thought that was pretty good. But that was a good line, but
with Christian, you think he crossed the line though with Christian?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I just wasn't feeling it. Maybe I just wasn't feeling it.
See how I feel about it. I'm a little undecisive because I'm thinking about it like I'm trying to look at it from a Booker perspective. Like Christian's killing it, but is he killing it too well that when Jungle Boy comes back, will the crowd turn on him because Christian's just killing on the mic?
Right. Okay.
And that's what I'm afraid of too, because he's been gone for a while and he's every day or every week he's slowly losing momentum. And then Christian and then paired up with Luchasaurus, I think it's a hell of an idea, loving it and seeing the meme too, because you see the Green Ranger and they saying it's Christian, calling this Megazord.
Right.
But I'm digging that pair, but I'm only worried about, all right, what about Jungle Boy though? What's gonna happen? Like, this is cool, but damn, I hope this ain't too good for the crowd. Like, they just gonna be rocking with Christian now.
Right. And because that's what happened with MJF with the whole Brian Pillman Jr. You know what I'm saying? That wave kind of flowed with MJF, and Brian Pillman Jr. was supposed to come out of it kind of a big baby face, and it didn't work that way. And Christian Cage, this whole thing with Christian Cage and Luchasaurus, is this not just Christian and Tyson Tomko 2.0?
It's not. It is not.
It's not Christian with the tall guy.
Hold on. Did you listen to last week's episode?
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said last week? Christian needs to go find a fucking fossil.
Oh yeah, the fossil thing. Yeah.
Of Luchasaurus's mom that gives Luchasaurus power, because right now he is on his big green machine shit.
Yes.
And this is the Luchasaurus I have wanted to see for a very long time. This is not bodyguard Tyson Tomko. He is out. He wrecked Matt Hardy, wrecked him. He is wrecking people a la Kane, a la Undertaker-esque shit, which is something that they need over there. This is not jobber Tyson Tomko who takes the pin in Christian's tag team matches and stands in the way of Christian getting beat up. For me, if they want to save Jungle Boy, because I agree, you very much run that risk of doing what they did with MJF and Brian Pillman Jr., is bring his sister out to manage him. Like, let her be there, because I really liked what she had. Like, I'm more interested in seeing her versus Jericho than Jungle Boy versus Jericho at this point. The way she was shooting back at him from across, the barricade and shit. I'm like, all right, I'm into this. Like, you're Jungle Boy, but you also have boobs, and Jungle Boy with boobs is something I can get into. So let's do that. Call her Jane. I don't care.
Tarzana?
Tarzana?
Okay.
I guess it is decided.
I mean, if we're keeping up with the jungle-esque theme, you know what I'm saying?
That it would be Jane.
Yeah, his song is like Tarzan Boy. She would be Jane.
Yeah, but they're siblings, right? So
it doesn't. Listen, it's fine.
They got a little ukulele going on. It's cool.
Mowgli.
It's a little bit of ukulele going on. It's cool.
It's still jungle. In the jungle, that should be the theme song. But go ahead. Sorry.
I'm gonna get this out of the way. I'm just gonna get this out of the way now because it happens every episode, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new here from the Clark Street podcast, and you are not familiar with the Smackin' Raw podcast, or the fact that there is one person in this world I hate more than anyone else, and his name is very similar to mine. I'm spitting motherfucking Matt Riddle for being a bitch, for sticking his nose in Rollins' business after Rollins got the win over Zeke. RKOing, Seth Rollins, who was doing a great job just being involved and not being in the 24/7 division where I feel he belongs and could really thrive. Because that's where I want to see him, is riding around on a scooter holding the 24/7 title for like 5 minutes a show, and that's it. So yes, as always, I am spitting Riddle existing.
I mean, I'm still gonna spit the fact that he jacked Randy's entire moveset because Randy's been gone. Like, that's 1,000% disrespectful. I don't give a shit if you guys were tag partners or not. You're like, this is not your thing. You hitting RKOs, woohoo! I don't fucking care. Like, get your own moveset back, bro. Like, Jesus.
I feel like I do this every episode now. It really wasn't meant to be a thing, but to quote T-Pain, Matt Riddle is a swagger jacker. Randy Orton is a certified instant Cadillac. And that is the difference, ladies and gentlemen, between Randy Orton and knockoff Randy Orton.
Yo, that's bars.
Bars.
What you got for me, Devin?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna choose balance right here. Yeah, I'm gonna swallow Matt Riddle.
See, you're lucky.
You know what?
I have a rule.
I felt it coming.
I have
he
a
had
rule.
That pause. He had that
My
pause.
rule is everyone gets one episode where they can come on and I allow them to do their thing. After this first episode, should you utter the words, I'm swallowing Matt Riddle, you will immediately get muted, as everyone else around here has. Once those words, but you got the one. So here's your one.
I'm a risk taker now.
Go ahead.
Take your ball and run. Take your ball and run with it.
I'm enjoying this build he has, especially when it started with the tribal chief. We the ones. Love that. Came out looking like even a bigger star. Now it seemed like we're getting a possible build between Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle. So I'm down for that. I love that he has the moveset arc of Randy Orton, because I'm looking at it from, all right, this could be possibly some foreshadowing that when we get the heel turn, it's not going to come from Randy like most people might expect. It's going to come from Matt, and he's going to change it up a little bit, and he's going to use his moveset against him. It's like Randy now. So I'm gonna swallow Matt Riddle.
That's fair. Also, reminder everyone, hashtag Ritter over Riddle.
Yep.
Neither here nor there. The only outcome in the situation that you talked about that I would be satisfied with is if Randy were to RKO Matt Riddle in the middle of the ring, douse him in gasoline, and set him on fire like he did the Fiend. Then I would be okay with all of this. If that is the final outcome of this, and then as his body burns, the horses and the pigeons and everything that bursts from his toes start flying out of the smoke as he is set on fire, then I'm with you. I'm like, you know what? It was all worth it. It was all worth it. Other than that, I can't get behind it.
You just don't like the man, huh?
With a passion. With a passion. Listen, everyone's heard the story. Obviously, our names are similar. I get tagged as Matt Riddle all the time. People think that they're tagging Riddle. They tag me because the names are, it's at Matt Riddle. They don't know that he's Super King of Bros. One woman in particular during the allegations thought that I was Matt Riddle, tagged me in a post saying that I should be castrated. When I told her I agree that he should be, but I'm not him, she then blocked me and never responded. Also, the California stoner gimmick thing just doesn't do it for me. Like, that's not my kind of white people. Like, they don't do it for me.
I agree. Not my kind of white people.
They're really not.
Nah.
He's getting it over.
Not with me.
Okay,
Not with me.
True.
There's literally nothing that man can do to get it over with me. Like, there really isn't. I am just dead set against him. I was that way with Dean Malenko for a long time.
Oh my God.
Demon.
Damn.
listen, I was young and stupid, and I had a crush on Lita, and they did that whole story where he was like stalking Lita, and I just hated him. But, like, mind you, I'm 35, so at the time I was like 13, and I was a stupid child who didn't know any better. Like, neither here nor there. What you got for me, Katie?
We all have crushes like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. We're gonna stick with AEW for a second. War Daddy himself, Wardlow, the new TNT champion. This is all I fucking needed. That man, beautiful. Over with the crowd, powerful as fuck. Did what he had to do in that match, whether it was a street fight or not, whatever the fuck people were complaining. It wasn't a street fight. Fuck, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. Wardlow's a champion, as he should have been a long time ago. I have never been more happy. I fucking love Wardlow, and I cannot wait to see this custom belt.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
1-800 War Daddy.
1-800 War Daddy.
War Daddy. Shout out.
Also, he beat up like all of American Top Team during that match, like by himself. There's no better way to put a guy over like that.
Wardlow.
Yeah.
Yep. And don't forget, like a couple weeks ago, how he beat up all them security guards too.
He beat up like 20 dudes.
The 20 plaintiffs, right?
Yeah.
Listen,
yeah.
We're not going to talk about that because that was terrible.
It doesn't matter.
Pinning dudes on their belly and shit, but neither here nor there. What you got, Justin?
Well, okay, to go back, and I'm not. I'm not
sorry.
saying that I'm not with Matt Riddle, but I'm swallowing the fact that Rollins and Matt Riddle are doing something together. Because for a time, there is some outside shit, some real beef that they didn't get along. And the fact that they've kind of looked past that and we're actually going to have a storyline with these two, I think deserves a little bit of a swallow.
See, I disagree.
Yeah,
I thought the fact that Seth Rollins
a little bit of a dribble
gave me a little bit more respect for Seth Rollins. Like,
yeah, because every time they were in the ring together, Seth would wreck Riddle.
And it was fantastic.
So funny to watch.
So many curb stomps on the apron. It was beautiful.
Literally so many curb stomps on the apron.
Like as if the curb stop, like if it was a real one too. It was like dang, you don't have to actually like follow through. Damn, goddamn.
Listen, I suppose after Matt Riddle's wife left him because she got tired of him lying about cheating on her, they were able to squash the beef because that's where it came from. Was Riddle talking shit about Becky or Riddle's wife talking shit about Becky when. Who the fuck are you?
Right.
But no, I much prefer Seth just being petty as fuck and not wanting anything to do with him. Kind of like Brock.
I got you.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brock don't like Riddle either, so.
Oh yeah, that's true. I also will swallow War Daddy, 1-800 War Daddy. Just because he's a star right now. Like AEW got some homegrown stars. He's a homegrown star, I think, in my opinion, for him. I maybe he's somebody in the future that could carry the world title, So
100%.
The more that AEW builds homegrown talent, the more they'll be successful. The only part that I will spit is now what's Scorpio Sky gonna do? He wasn't doing much when he had the title. Now he ain't got the title. What's he gonna do? Just go back on dark with everybody else? Like, no, man, Scorpio Sky is good. He's talented, you know what I'm saying? But that's the only part I'll spit about it. But, I understand, War Daddy's hot right now, so they got to give it to War Daddy.
War Daddy's always hot. Come on now.
You better call War Daddy.
Go home.
I'm going to swallow, and this is surprising because I normally don't, Dominic Mysterio, specifically for the fact that he's rocking.
Wait, hold on. Rewind that. What did you say? You said
what? Right.
Dominic Mysterio, specifically for the fact that he's rocking that mullet like his real father Eddie did.
Oh, yeah.
And then the fact that
Eddie's son right there.
It really is. Like I'm really starting to doubt that is Ray's child. Every day he looks more and more like Eddie. The fact that Ray pulled the Eddie Guerrero in the match to get the win, but then as we like to refer to the Judgment Day, the Sexecutioners getting their heat back because I am really worried about this group. I want it to work. I want it to be amazing, but they lost Edge, and then Rhea got hurt, and it is very much up in the air right now with just Damian and Finn, even though Finn was out there in tights.
Yes. Yep.
As Clark Streak has mentioned, heel Finn Balor is fantastic, and they should be doing great things with him. They really should. I'm worried about it, but they got their heat back, beat the Mysterios down backstage, so I'm gonna swallow that whole thing. But mostly just Dominic with his mullet.
Yeah, I had the Eddie tribute too, because like if anyone is gonna do like a good like Eddie spot, it's gonna be Ray. Like, because they were together for how long, best friends in like real life and everything like that. So if anyone's gonna like pull it off and pull it off well, it's gonna be Ray. And I loved that spot, and because I love the whole narrative that we all say that Dom's Eddie's kid, which I was reading something, I don't remember where it was, and they put that as like a quote. They were like, oh, look at Dom being just like his real dad. And then they put right underneath, we have to specify that this is a joke because people are going to take it seriously. But because people are stupid. Neither here nor there. But yeah, I loved I'm okay with the Sexecutioners right now. Mainly because I think Rhea's coming back very soon. She got the braces off. Daddy Rhea's coming home soon. So excited.
To be fair, I feel like we almost have I feel like they were more BDSM, which is where the Sexecutioners came in when Edge was in charge, and I feel like they've gotten away from that. So I don't know.
Finn is wearing leather pants.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, that. Yeah, come on.
Which I'm not complaining about. I will miss Finn's thighs, but like the pants work too. That's fine.
Yeah, it's hard to get used to because you miss the quad muscles. You know what I'm saying? You miss
a lot.
Used to do the dick shot, like dick shot, dick shot.
Perfect.
Just straight moose knuckle in the camera, no problem.
Exactly. Dick shot.
I'm gonna text Vince the name of this episode is Moose Knuckle, episode 2.
Stop. Out of here.
Do that.
Devin, what you got next? Oh, I'm sorry, Justin. You go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing. I was agreeing the same thing with the Judgment Day. I mean, shout out Young Kings Wrestling. They might be on the segment of what happened to that boy because they might end up like that. You know, they were hot, and all of a sudden you're gonna be like, oh shit, what happened to them? You know. But let's see where it goes. We got Finn and tights. As long as Rhea comes back healthy, it could start that movement again. But I'm scared. That's all I'm saying. I'm scared for them.
I'm a little worried
because they were a hot segment on Raw. You know what I'm saying? You were waiting for it, and now you're just like, what's going on?
Yeah, I think the key is going to be Edge. He's going to have to help him. So how they build this towards SummerSlam, that's how that's going to give me like a general idea for the Judgment Day, how they're going forward. Beyond that. So. But yeah, SummerSlam build is key for Finn, Damian Priest, especially Rhea Ripley. So hopefully we get that build with Bianca Belair. So yeah, but I'm gonna swallow the Judgment Day. Yeah, too. Yeah.
What else you got?
I'm gonna go 3 for 3 for Daddy Wardlow. Yeah, I like that. It kind of sucks though for Scorpio. It comes at the expense of having a short title reign on Scorpio's side, so that it was a little bit of sting. I'm like, man, it kind of sucks. That belt was looking cool, just to honor the Lakers, and they had the nice purple. I'm like, okay, he's gonna keep it for a while, but he didn't. Only had it for a few extra weeks, and now it's Daddy Wardlow's belt. So up to him how he's gonna customize it. But yeah, it's a good look. So obviously he has a healthy title reign till CM Punk comes back, and then we work on that.
I do gotta say, like, I'm kind of glad that Wardlow does have it, is because like the TNT title was kind of like such a Cody Rhodes thing, right? And then it became like it's a Miro, right? And so now, just like the IC title with Gunther, Wardlow could bring it back up,
As he should.
Listen, Miro made that belt, that TNT title, after everything that went down with Brody Lee leaving
Yeah.
and everything. Like Miro really brought that title back. And I agree again with Clark Street with what they said on their podcast. Miro was the right person to hold the All Atlantic title, and Pac was not. And I'm gonna jump ahead real quick and just say that is one of my. Oh, did you guys freeze it? Oh no, okay. Katie,
No. Just all pay attention.
Yeah.
Weird.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you
Well,
like us to
want
not
me to
pay
blink?
attention?
No. But here's the thing.
You
Like,
want me to-
all right,
no.
so when Vince is here, Vince is like constantly turning his camera off. He's talking to his girlfriend. He's getting blowjobs and like all this crazy shit's going on. So there's always something moving. So when it freezes, it freaks me out a little bit because I think I froze.
Oh no, you
I'm spit the All Atlantic champion not being on TV doing anything since he won the title. Like what, Katie?
I know something that'll make you not happy with the All Atlantic title.
Yeah. What's that?
His first title defense is on Dark. Yeah, I just saw it earlier. I'm also not very happy about it. Like, that is a title you need to have on one of your fucking shows. I don't care. Not fucking YouTube. Put it on TV because you created this title. You had a hell of a fatal 4-way for it. And now you're going to put Pac on Dark. Because nobody fucking watches Dark. Because nobody's got the time.
Look at who they had. Like, fucking Kurt Connors or whatever the fuck his name was out of the way.
Clark Connors. Yes.
You're right.
Connors,
Clark
yeah, like I
Connors,
said,
you're right. Clark
the
Connors.
lizard, yeah. Fucking Malachi Black, Miro, and Pac are three guys that could right now be feuding fantastically over what should be essentially your Intercontinental title. The TNT title needs to be your TV title. I would, even though I do enjoy seeing it because it was kind of their mid-card title, I would leave that for TV. You would defend your TNT title every week on TNT. You would defend your TBS championship every week on TBS. Your women's main title, the All Atlantic title, your tag team titles, all of that would be built to pay-per-views and feuds built up for pay-per-views. And we would see the TV championships based off the stations that they're on every week. That's how I would do it. And I think that would be fantastic. And you're telling me instead of doing that, they put the fucking brand new title that they just made on Dark.
He's even defending on indie shows too. And I think that's like,
yes. Yep.
Didn't they say that's going to be
They said that's going to be part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yay, Book of the Year, Tony.
Yeah, Booker of the Year.
However, I mean, however, to not defending Pac, but Pac winning something and not being on TV always seems to go hand in hand in his career. So I'm just saying.
Some shit.
I'm just saying.
Like, that man is so good in the ring, and you can't even have him on TV defending a title. That's some bullshit.
He's like never on TV ever. WWE, he was good, never on TV. Had the NXT title, rarely on TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
I remember.
Maybe he just doesn't want to be on TV.
Could be.
I dare you.
Katie,
Sure.
what you got for me?
Yo. Let's go Becky and Asuka. Swallow. Hell of a main event.
Like that.
These two are one of the feuds. It's just like fight forever. You have the chemistry like a Tommaso Johnny. Like this is like a updated version of like a Sasha Bailey. Like these
Triple
two
H and
women-
HBK, perhaps.
Yeah, like people who
Cena, Randy Orton. Perhaps?
Are you just gonna start naming people?
Yeah,
Rock
okay.
and Austin?
There we go.
perhaps?
There we go. Yeah.
I will smack you. And no, like these two have that chemistry, and like it even dates back to when Becky gave Asuka the women's title because she was pregnant, and that's where basically all of this started. And Becky's been on a warpath ever since she came back. The craziness she has because she's losing, which is good character building. She's very much like her husband Seth, which I like that they're both doing the crazy thing. It works. But this match was good. Like I know I didn't like get to see it live because my TV in Vegas was not cooperating, so I had to rewatch it. But I guess they like didn't have a lot of time for the match. I think people were saying they only had like maybe 10 minutes for the main event. I don't know. Again, I wasn't watching live. But whatever time they had, the spots were great. The umbrella when Asuka tried to use the mist, it's simple shit like that. and they're two very good women who are holding up the Raw roster, obviously excluding Bianca because Bianca's the champion, because you don't really have a lot of people, you don't really have a lot of women, because you fired two of them because you're stupid.
Two of the best.
Two of the best, not even women's division, just two of the best on your rosters, which is
that confirmed? Is that confirmed or?
They were taken off the internal roster, so they're still on. Like, if you go on active roster online, they're still there. Like, they're not in the alumni section, but Sasha Banks is basically being like removed from everything WWE.
Until WWE says something, I'm still kind
of. I'm very much
source.
like.
Yeah.
And I even said it last night on my show. Like, I'm very much. I need to see it to believe it, but it's kind of hard not to believe it with all of the signs.
Yeah.
But back to my main point. Becky and Asuka, hell of a match.
Great match.
Great match.
I will also swallow that too. I also will swallow the touching each other to make sure that we're okay. That's
the only reason you are swallowing that is because.
Well, I mean, you took every technical and thing that I loved about the match, so I have no choice but to go the comedy route. So
this was not one-sided. Becky grabbed Asuka's titty. Asuka grabbed.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It was a mutual titty check.
Titty grab.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
your titty fine. My titty fine. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Right.
Post-match mammograms are okay. Like, I'm cool with it.
Yep.
Sometimes you gotta check.
Like if I was concerned with if I was concerned with Matt, we were laid out somewhere. I grabbed his. He grabbed mine. We're good. We good. I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
As long as it's mutual, it's all that matters.
Yeah.
What else you got, Justin?
Okay, so I'm swallowing that match as well. Okay. If we're gonna go to 2.0, because I know Devin wants to talk about 2.0, dude, Melo don't miss.
Hell yeah.
Coming out with the Creed drip. Whoo. You know what I'm saying? I loved it. And then here I'm thinking like, okay, of course it's Trick, right? He's gonna introduce his boy. But I'm thinking like, man, who are they gonna introduce? I'm like, they had this dramatic music playing. They had this whole spotlight Hollywood type entrance, and it was for Melo. Yo, I think Trick needs to do that more often for Melo. Especially these big events like that. Mm-hmm. I gotta say that. I gotta swallow that. Also swallowing Trick. You know what I'm saying? Showing that he's not just a sidekick. He can actually do things. He got working that little, that's his version of the SOS, right? That kick that he did, right? It was a little sloppy, but he'll work on it. I like the Muhammad Ali shout out. I gotta spit one thing that he did though. The alcohol hands. I mean, come on, man. Like,
yeah, that was a little.
Come on, man.
But
no, man, no. But I understood the storyline of it, and I want to see Trick and Lee run it back. So,
I mean, Melo got a Mania entrance for a fucking NXT pay-per-view
for a USA show, For
like, come on now.
I mean, it's the Great American Bash, and he's a great American, so like, why not?
He's the A champion.
He had the entrance. I'm not even a big Waller fan, but the match was a banger. The fact that Waller lost was fantastic, so I enjoyed the shit out of that.
This makes you a fan of Waller, though?
No, it does not make me a fan of Waller. No.
Oh, no. I'm a fan of Waller. I'm a fan. I love his heel tactics. Even the way how he got that North American Championship. Right. He used his will. So I was like, okay, I'm with that.
Shady bastard.
Yeah. Like, sign all of this, Melo. Yeah.
He reminds me of Australian Logan Paul, and I just absolutely cannot stand Logan Paul. And it's the way he looks, it's the way he dresses, it's the way he's like Australian influencer. So I have a hard time getting behind him because of that fact. Like, but
okay.
Also the whole like the basketball shorts and then the really bad between the leg elbow drop doesn't work for me. But the match was really good, and the guy can go. I'll give him that. Like, the guy can go.
Yeah, for sure he could go.
Since we're on NXT, Roxanne and Cora winning the tag team titles. Now, this is kind of a two-parter because I'm swallowing, even though I love Gigi Dolan, and I'm sad to see her lose her title because I love me some Toxic Attraction.
Yes, sir.
it was time, and this was a great tag team to do it. I am, however, spitting the fact that Roxanne did not use her contract, and now she's all like, "Oh, I'm gonna go use it on Mandy," because
Right.
Yep.
I don't really want to see her hold 2 belts. Like, Roxanne's cool and I enjoy her. I'd rather see Indy or someone else beat Mandy for that, and I don't want to see her waste the contract. If anything, they should have just cashed in the contract for this, let her cash it in, use it as a win. That's what I would have liked to see. So swallowing the win, spitting the fact that she's saving that contract, and now she's just going to run it up and waste it.
Yeah.
That's if she gets it. That's if she wins, right?
I mean, if she wins, it's not wasted, but then she's also
I see what you're saying. You're talking about the
holding
contract.
most of the belts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Young age, what, 23?
She's real young. Yeah. Which is fucking crazy.
You can tell too. You can tell too.
Sir.
These young ones
rocks,
nowadays.
Pop rocks.
Yeah, chill.
Oh, Justin.
Sick.
What are you swallowing?
She's
Devin?
20. She's 23. She's 23. Not 17.
I understand you're not on Austin Theory shit. Like, I get it. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're on Austin Theory shit, I don't know if we could be friends. But like,
Oh,
just saying.
You know what I'm saying? She's 23. But yeah, Braun Breaker and Cameron Grimes. Definitely a swallow. That match was solid.
Justin, you are not Devin.
oh, you said I didn't even hear you.
Oh,
bro. I
I'm
thought
sorry.
you-
Yeah, I didn't even hear. I didn't hear you say that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you went, and then I like. There's a whole circle. Like, you go, I go, Devin goes, Katie goes. You go, I go, Devin. Like that. That's how we do it.
Okay.
So,
All right, my
so
bad.
you went,
My bad,
I
Dev.
went,
My bad, Dev. Go ahead, my man. Go ahead.
Now we're on Devin.
Yeah, I'm gonna swallow the mellow entrance. Love that whole presentation. Trick Williams making him feel mellow, like he's like just a big star, the star. So I like that, man. That's why I wish. I'm not trying to make it like an AEW WWE thing, but I just wish that it can take some of those techniques. Like, man, this is how you present a star. Show them to telling your audience, pay attention to this guy or this girl. This is how you need to pay attention to. Like, little things, nuances like that. But the match itself was a banger, so I'm gonna swallow the match as well. Waller, one of my favorite heels on 2.0. He's gonna be a monster when he get caught up to the main roster, I believe. Yeah, he's not gonna be wasteful. But I'm gonna swallow what Just was about to drop, the Braun Breaker and Cameron Grimes. That was a banger too. Like, man, I was enjoying that. It told a real good story, even the build up to it. So and I'm gonna give props to Cameron Grimes because I believe he just put that all together. You know, Braun Breaker just had to say a couple of lines, just be more reactionary, but that build was mostly on Cameron Grimes. So I'm gonna swallow that as well, man. I'm gonna swallow the build, swallow the match. It was fire.
What's up? What's up?
I agree, but I have to spit the fact that Braun won with the spear because I do not want to see Braun Breaker do the spear. I hate that shit. I hate that you
I
have
didn't like the way he did it too. I didn't like the way he did it too.
Stop doing the spear. Like, it drives me insane. You're better than that. You are better than that. Roman's got a spear. Charlotte's got a spear. Goldberg's got a spear.
Edge.
Rhino's got the gore. Edge has got a
Lashley.
spear. Bobby's got a spear. Like,
Bobby,
you don't need another dude with muscles spearing motherfuckers. We really don't. We really don't.
Right. Moose got a spear. Moose.
Moose.
Yeah.
He did that spear right into the trash can.
Number 51. Number 51 on the Black Wrestling chart. Number 51. Shout out to Black Wrestling.
But no, I'm with you. I'm with you on all of what you said about Cameron Grimes and Brown up until that finish, because I hate he keeps winning matches, big matches with the spear, and I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, you have a whole finisher, like your own thing. Why are we spearing people? Like, don't just be another dude that does a spear. We don't need that.
Yeah. I mean, I can agree with that. Like the match, great. I loved the build. The whole turnbuckle basically like exploding when he went into it. Like him selling his shoulder. It was good storytelling and very much on Grimes' part, because now it leaves the question, what does Cameron Grimes do? They could honestly send him up. Because now Braun has JD
Donahue.
Donahue? I don't know.
Donahue?
I think it's Donahue.
That was McDowell.
I don't know.
Is
Yeah,
it?
McDowell.
I don't
America, yeah.
know.
McDowell.
Not McDonald's, McDowell.
No.
It's motherfucking Devlin because the name Devlin Side
it's
was the
Devlin.
perfect motherfucking name for his finisher.
He got his initials in there, JD. So Jordan Devlin. That's smart.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying.
Jordan
Stupid.
Devlin McDonald. Like whatever. No, I love the Devlin Side. Like that was a dope name, a dope way to put his last name into that finisher and everything. And I was like, couldn't you have just given him Devlin and just changed the first name, like Jack Devlin? Could we go Jack Devlin maybe? Like
True.
I mean, can't do what you want here.
Yeah, I don't know. I that's kind of weird when they're changing the NXT UK names. And I know people are gonna be like, well, ownership. It's like, well, they already kind of own the name because they were on NXT UK. So now you just repackage or repackaging. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna spit that. I didn't like the way they came out. Like he came out just running. You know what I'm saying? Like running like as if he was late from the school bus. You know, just
Short joke.
and then and just grabbing Braun like, and then we're supposed to believe that this little ass Frodo
There it is.
motherfucker grabbed
There it
Braun.
is.
You know what I'm saying? Come on. man.
Listen,
Nah.
Devlin may be tiny, but he's very fucking strong.
he
Yeah.
did take it to he did take it to Walter.
Right.
Back in
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
True.
Yep, see?
Yep.
See?
True. But
And
remember,
that was not in Gunther skinny boy days. No, that was Walter big boy days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Okay,
So-
okay. Yeah, I guess the wrists are really like, a lot of muscles in there.
Yes, down.
I feel that's a Triple H move. So I guess Triple H is back.
Mhm.
Well,
He liked those
okay.
small, big guy matches.
Yeah, that's true.
He did that with Adam Cole and
Yup.
McIntyre.
Right. Johnny
Okay.
Gargano.
I have a question for the people on the show. Did you guys see the shit with like the NXT barcode or the QR code?
I
And it
did.
was just a date?
No.
Or
Oh,
possibly a
like
date?
8-10 something? Is that the one?
8, 10, 11 was
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
the numbers.
Yeah.
Anybody know or have like a guess on what they think that is?
Um,
a lot of
couldn't
people
tell.
are speculating that's like when Black and Gold was like starting up, and I was like, well, that doesn't fucking make any sense.
8-10? 2011?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Listen,
no.
I'm just saying what I have seen on.
No, okay, I know,
People
I
are
know.
not the smartest,
I know.
but it's nothing makes sense because at least we're assuming Edge at this point. There was like the whole video package with like little teasers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
This is just numbers. Like
True.
it doesn't do anything.
True. But remember when Y2J had to save us? It just said save us in dots font. Remember?
But he had the countdown though.
Yeah.
The second time? The
Oh
second
yeah,
time?
Yeah, the second
The
time,
second-
and also we did the whole the Sands of Time with Karrion Cross before we found out Karrion Cross
Yes,
was
with
coming.
the clock and all that.
And,
And
the battery.
Ember Moon thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
See? So yeah, I have
Mm.
no idea. I was just curious what other people thought because I have no fucking idea what that is.
No idea. Couldn't
I
even
have no
tell.
guesses.
29? Some 29? 8, 10, and 11?
That would add up to 29. You are correct.
Very good, Jones.
I'm trying to find the clues. It's very tough. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's adorable that you are in that makeshift school that is your house right now doing first grade math. Like it is fantastic.
So proud.
Hold on, I gotta send a shout out to Reek because he's the one that said it in the chat, and Shar loved it. She's like, "Thank you, man. That's exactly what I was going for." So yeah,
Shout out to Shar.
shout out to shout out.
Shout out.
But yeah, what are we?
I don't
Where are
know-
we?
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
know
where
whose
are
turn it
we?
is.
Where are we?
Mine?
Oh yeah, the numbers, the codes. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that is.
I don't know.
well, I think Justin went and then Katie asked the question
Okay.
after Justin. So if we're on me,
Are we spinning the codes, or what are we doing with the codes?
I was
now? Are we spinning or
seriously
swallowing?
just asking a question. 'cause
Oh,
I just
okay,
wanted
shit,
to
okay.
know.
Curiosity.
Curiosity.
Because I was gonna say dribble on the mouth because I don't know what the codes
Oh.
represent. You know.
Get out.
since we're on
locker code?
NXT, I'm swallowing Chase U. That entire segment
Yes.
with
Come
them going to
on.
NXT UK, Thea just being Thea, and fucking
Okay.
Blonde Bo Dallas being like, I can't get any sleep. and then Andre just cursing. I think I wrote his name down. What the fuck? Chad, cussing Chad out for bringing up John Adams. Like, who the fuck is John Adams? Why are you trying to properly educate me on the history of America? Get the fuck out of here. Like, that whole thing was great. And the fact that they're taking a field trip to, I'm assuming NXT UK, that should be really fun. So I'm swallowing that whole thing.
So funny. I'm all about JC right now. It's been so good. And the inclusion of Thea being with Blondo Atlas, like this is like good comedy, but also like Andre Chase is kind of good in the ring when he goes. So it all works, and I like this idea of them going on the field. It's just fun. 2.0 is a great time. I don't know how people don't like it.
Thank you.
It's 2.0 is always like probably my favorite show of the week, you know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely swallowing the whole head of the class type thing that we got going on with Chase U, you know what I'm saying? I do enjoy what's going on with that. What I'm gonna spit though is my girl Wendy Chu losing to Tiffany Stratton. I'm gonna spit that. What?
I love you so much, Justin. I do.
What's wrong with what? You don't like Wendy Chu? Or?
No.
No. I don't think it was your turn.
Oh, was it?
We discussed the order like 5 minutes ago.
Oh,
you go, then I go, then Devin goes, then Katie goes.
Okay.
Though I'm glad you're keeping up Vince's gimmick while he's gone. I do appreciate it. Like, it is fantastic. I appreciate you doing that. But since we're there and since you already spit it,
my bad, man, Devin. I'm sorry, man. My bad.
No, you're good. I'm actually swallowing. CrossFit Barbie's not my favorite, but she's actually fairly decent in the ring. And the fact that they gave her the Tony Khan powder treatment before the match, where they just, I was with it. So I'm actually swallowing that match. But why are you spitting it, Justin? Why are you spitting it?
All right, just making sure. Yeah, because man, Asian representation, you know what I'm saying? She lost, she's Asian,
fair enough,
you know what I'm saying? And we don't have enough. Yep. That's all I'm saying. So like the fact that she was in the run for getting the women's title, right? She was a contender. Now she's gonna put over, you know what I'm saying? This Barbie plastics mean girls looking ass, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, for what? Why? Why can't they have Wendy Chu go over? She's kind of already a made person already. But I understand, you know what I'm saying?
We definitely don't need another blonde white girl.
Exactly. Thank you.
Hell no.
I wanted somebody else to say it because I thought it would have been too easy for me to say it. You know what I'm saying? But
that's what I'm here for.
It's fucking true though.
Yeah. Exactly. We don't need another one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Devin, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with Tiffany Stratton. I'm gonna actually swallow that because I like how she's progressing in the ring. Actually,
true.
She's doing it very quickly, so which is impressive as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think she only been wrestling for like 6 months.
Oh, really?
I
didn't know that.
It's very short time. Yeah, very short time. She got a gymnast background. But the way she's just been every week, just consistently getting better, I'm like, man, all right, they might have something with her. But the gimmick, we seen that, the blonde, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm think I'm pretty and all of that, and
right.
Daddy got me. I'm like, okay, yeah, we've been there, done that. Change it up a little bit,
right?
You know?
Right.
Be like the receptionist chick. I like that. You know, the accountant.
Oh, though, yeah.
yeah. I'm swallow that.
Yeah.
I mean, I am all about secretary stripper Kiana James. More so since we're on the subject of characters like that. As I was calling them Brooks and Dunn, but Briggs and Jensen, and specifically Jensen thirsting over Santino's daughter in the pool, just being distracted as all hell.
Oh my god!
In the opening credits, I enjoyed that as well because I don't blame him.
Good time.
She needs to join Tony. Like, you are actually Italian. Put her in the group. She can feud with Elektra. Like, that's what we should be doing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And she does a thing with the Cobra. Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
plays that flute and every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, Matt, I knew you. We here.
2.0.
Because everybody trying to fuck. Everybody trying to fuck.
One more thing I want to swallow. I want to swallow. Was it Giovanni and
Vici? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Vinny Vici,
Yeah.
whatever. The triple V's.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah. Going against Apollo, man. They're building that up. So I'm looking forward to that. I like that. And he's been putting on some good matches too. I love his finish.
Dude,
Yeah.
Apollo has been fantastic since he's been back down in NXT. His promos, everything he's been doing, the confidence that this man has now down in NXT that was missing in his first run, that we got a little bit of with the whole thing he did at his end main roster run before they just decided to put him back in catering. But like that cocky confidence that he's got carrying himself down in NXT, I absolutely love it.
Same.
I'll see that Luke Cage promo he got.
Yeah,
man. I was like, oh, like superhero. I like that, like Luke Cage.
It makes you wonder too. It makes you wonder too, like what held him back from bringing this out on the main roster?
I think they pulled him too soon from NXT and Black and Gold.
Okay,
that was the issue.
That's true.
I felt he was just there for a short time. Yep. He was still more time to bake that cake. So
right. Okay. I do gotta ask you guys a question though. When that segment started, right? You had Apollo Crews, right, in the leather jacket, okay, in the ring, had a microphone. Then he had Giovanni come out, right, all suited up in a leather jacket. Did it not seem like they're gonna do an R&B duet? Right when they came out, right? That's
what
it
song
seemed.
would they sing, Justin?
You know what I'm saying? I don't know. They're probably gonna sing something like, Janet Jackson. They said it wouldn't last enough for, some shit like that. I don't know.
Katie, what do you got?
I don't know how I can go after that. I have spit and a swallow, but like they kind of happened after each other.
Okay.
I'm spitting the tag match. I'm going back to Dynamite, by the way, of Lee and Swerve and Botcher and Bland because that match was kind of all over the damn place. But I'm swallowing Ricky Starks after the match because that man can fucking talk. I'm so happy Taz is kind of just there every once in a while and doesn't talk for Ricky anymore because Ricky is the mouthpiece. Powerhouse Hobbs, on the other hand, he needs some work. But Ricky's the star.
Okay.
And, like, he was even making Hobbs crack up. Like, this is another, like, homegrown AEW talent. Like, Ricky's your guy. You have him on a title that doesn't fucking mean anything. But... like this is what we need. I would love for them to be like surprise and give one of these other teams the tag titles. They're not going to, but it's like Ricky's definitely in that position to get real gold very soon. So swallowing Ricky Starks.
I'm with you on that. I was going to spit the whole thing, but then so my thing was I really enjoy the limit. Like Swerve and Keith Lee were two of my favorite people in NXT. And I was really hoping Keith Lee would get a huge main event singles run, but the tag team is working for me, especially with that bloated ass roster. And we all know how Tony likes to book his people and top. So, not seeing Lee, that kind of sucks, but the fact that the Bucks came out and actually involved them, especially with like the entire like overly bloated tag team roster that they have and all of the teams that we've seen where you can't, like, they've only been around 3 years. You can't just keep handing titles back and forth so everyone gets one. Like, that's something everyone's got to remember is like this company hasn't been around forever, so not everyone can have a title even though you want to see them hold it. But like just seeing Lee and Swerve, Hobbs and Starks in that picture with the Bucks when they could have easily gone to FTR or any of the, back to Lucha Bros or any of the other Proud and Powerful, any of these teams that they've had that they haven't gone to. to see these guys actually get onto Dynamite off of Dark and then be in a program for the tag team titles, I'm swallowing that. So that made me happy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna swallow that as well. I love that promo from Ricky Starks. He just gave him the bars, the ether bars. I'm like, man, my God, this dude is just, yeah, he needs a single run career too. Like he's killing in tag team, but I could just imagine what he could do on a singles title run, you know, because that FTW championship don't mean shit.
Right.
It's the fairy tale world championship. That's what it is. Make believe. Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Imagination land. That's what the fuck it is. It is decided. All right.
I like that.
It don't mean shit. It doesn't.
That's true. That's
you know,
true.
it's just a prop right now, just to look pretty. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. But he is killing it. This is a good look though for Young Bucks to give him that rub. So I see what they're doing. So hopefully after this match, it will put him in a bigger spotlight, especially for Keith Lee and Swerve. But Keith Lee can really use it because you know when they first signed him, I thought he was going to be game changer. You know, that was me.
Right.
Oh, game changer talent, yeah. You know, and he was on Dark for a few weeks and a few more weeks and months after that. I'm like, okay, this is Keith Lee though. But the tag team is working. To Matt's point, the tag team is working. So I'm gonna ride with that. But yeah, that's what I gotta say.
I hate the way my brain works because he went off on the fairy tale wrestling championship, world championship, and Mr. Rogers. And now all I want to see is that Trolley the Train transition for their entrance, kind of like what they do with Saray when she does her Harry Potter shit. And then Ricky Starks come out on a little train and ride it down to the ramp holding the FTW title. Like now I want to see that from the land of make-believe back to the real world.
That's King. Is that King Wednesday? Is that King Wednesday's train?
King Wednesday.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Just
Trolley the Train.
Yeah.
Justin, it is now officially your turn. You are up.
Okay. So I agree with all y'all about Ricky Starks. However, I do gotta ask, you know, does he have asthma? Because the way he came up on that mic, breathing like that, it was like, oh, you know, like, whoa, bro, take it down. Just calm down. You know, pause for the cause and then say your promo. That's all I'm saying. But I'm still with him. I love Powerhouse Hobbs. I love that guy. I think he's a true talent that needs to, whether he goes on his own or they continue this tag team, however they can get Powerhouse to shine, I think it's a missed opportunity that he's not in the spotlight right now. That's all I'm saying. So the more Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs we have in AEW, I'll be happy. I'll be happy. Because I ain't gonna lie, like the whole up until this point, like pre-Forbidden Door, it's kind of just the same people you've been seeing over and over and over again. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, come on now, let's be honest. Be honest with yourselves. Nobody ain't watching Dark or Elevated. You know,
Every blue moon.
Every blue moon.
It's a blue moon,
and there's not a lot of those. There's not a lot of those. If you look at the calendar, it's not even enough blue moons to go around. So, you know. Yes, sir.
What else do you have? Because I have a feeling what's going to happen is you jumped on that, and then I'm going to go, and then you're going to be like, okay, so now I'm spitting, and it's going to be a cycle again. So before we do that, what else do you have? Spits and swallows. Spits and
another
swallows.
spit or another swallow.
Oh. Nothing at this point.
Nothing at this point. Okay.
Okay.
I'm spitting the whole Ruby Soho car door bullshit from Dynamite.
Where
she's just standing there and she's like, no, please don't do it. I can't move my hand. All those people are standing there. Nobody's holding her. Like,
literally.
You shot that and saw that and we're like, this is good enough to play on TV. Nobody's going to notice. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I had that too.
Oh.
That was fucking terrible.
That was a get your moment right there. Come on now.
And then Eddie Kingston crying tonight, like, I can't believe you did that to Ruby. Again, Ruby did that to Ruby. Ruby just should have moved her fucking hand.
Talking about, right?
Yeah.
My Ruby, you did that to my Ruby. Like, your Ruby could have just fucking moved her hand, Eddie. Like,
that's fucking true. Yeah, that whole backstage thing was fucking awful. Terrible.
Yeah, take Conti on the door. Like, come on, move it.
Yeah.
Move it. Are you ready? All right,
Like,
here we go.
This is so stupid.
The slam wasn't even like dangerous either. It's just like, you know, when you try to close the refrigerator.
Yep. It's a little love tap. That's all
Yeah.
it was.
It
Awful.
was so bad.
Yep.
What you got, Devin?
I'm gonna spit that shit too, man. Fucking just from Ruby, just the whole scene breakdown. You see her grabbing onto the truck, and then she's putting her hand right there. I'm like, the fuck? And you see just take on just waiting. Like she's not even, trying to force her arm and set it right there, make it, believable. But no, she was just waiting. So I was like, yeah, that's just bad production.
Yeah, for real.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
You got anything else?
I'm gonna swallow, but I'm gonna take it back to Raw because I forgot to mention I am swallowing the Miz and Tommaso Ciampa pairing. It is decided that's gonna be a good look for Tommaso, getting that Miz rub. Looking forward to the SummerSlam possible tag team matchup that we're getting. Will be Tommaso Miz versus Logan Paul and AJ Styles.
Well,
Yup.
I agree with you on Tommaso and the Miz for all of the reasons you said, and just I'm a huge Tommaso Ciampa fan. I've actually just
Oh.
kind of been enjoying him coming in and fucking people up, but like I want to see him do more. I'm
Mhm.
spitting everything Logan Paul or the fact
Yes.
that he's there. I can't do anything about it. He signed a contract. It is what it is, except spit him every week he shows up now.
Yep.
So until he does something, like his match was fine that he had, like he wasn't bad, but until he does something to really impress me, like Bad Bunny or Pat McAfee, who really impressed me,
Mhm.
you got to earn your keep. And I haven't seen you earn your keep yet. So until you do, you're getting spit every week.
See, I would respectfully disagree because during that WrestleMania performance with Logan Paul, he worked the crowd, and
Yeah.
that was what's impressive to me. Even his wrestling ability too. Like, oh, he's been putting in some work. Some of those moves were super clean. That doing better than some of these dudes who's been in the game for years.
Right.
So I gotta give respect to Logan Paul from that perspective because he's putting in the work. He worked the crowd during WrestleMania. They are fucking it up with, I think, for the SummerSlam build because he's a natural heel. He's not a face. But I see what the reason why they're gonna be using AJ Styles to help with that. But I don't think it's gonna help. But but Logan Paul, I think is working.
I'll give you that just because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even watch that match. That was my smoke break match. That's when I went outside. I was like, oh, Logan Paul, cool. I got something better to do.
Oh, you
So I
talking about
went
the
outside.
WrestleMania match? You didn't watch it?
Yeah.
All?
No, I did not watch that tag match at all.
Huh.
There were so many good things in there.
Yeah, man.
When he did the Eddie shimmy,
Listen, I told you, except for the mullet, like Ray and Dom, or Dom's backpack, his father, that whole build and feud, and just me not
Yeah,
liking Logan
yeah,
Paul,
yeah.
it didn't do it for me. So when it got to the match, I was like, there's nothing here I really want to see.
Okay.
Like, I don't
Okay.
really care if the Mysterios beat Miz and Logan Paul. I don't care if Miz and Logan Paul beat the Mysterios. I'm gonna go smoke and relax
Right.
and get ready for what's coming up, because
Right.
that's what I was ready for. So that's what
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Um,
That's normally how I feel like when Rampage is done with his first match. I'm like, all right, I'm done. All right, the first match happened, and I'm just gonna wait for Matt to send me the link. I'm gonna just agree. Like, I do like what they're doing with that tag match. The thing that I'm hoping for is that Tommaso comes out of this like a bigger superstar, right? Because we all know what he can bring to the table. I just think that because he's like the last person to kind of like come out of the black and gold and go to the main roster. Like, he's been there for a long time. And so I just want him to connect with the fans in order so that he can actually show like what he's capable of. So I hope coming out of this, I hope Tommaso gets like the better end of the stick. Cause I mean, it's hard, you trying to share time with the Miz, AJ, and Logan. So that's kind of what I'm be looking at when this whole thing happens at SummerSlam.
I think Miz is going to help with Tommaso connecting with the crowd, though. That's why I'm excited.
And that's probably why they're together.
Yep.
You know.
I feel like Tommaso can do it if they just let Tommaso be Tommaso, though. Like,
true. But remember,
Psycho
Daniel
Killer-
Bryan
Psycho
had a
Killer
similar
Tommaso.
way.
See, that's that.
And he needed
again,
a little bit of that rub that Miz had, that tutelage, you know what I'm saying, to help him on the main roster.
I agree,
You
but
know?
like I said, Clark Street was talking about AEW and how they don't do great storytelling, which
Oh hell no, they don't.
is true. Like Tony Khan likes matches and debuts and championships and surprises and cocaine. Like that's his deal. Stories not so much. He doesn't have the attention span for it. One of the great things that NXT has always done is storytelling, and that Tommaso Ciampa Psycho Killer story that they did, the way that they made you like really just hate him. He had a badass shirt that he would not sell you because fuck you. You're not my fans. Why would I sell you this awesome shirt? You just wore it and you wanted it, but you couldn't have it. Like everything he did with Johnny Gargano, they can do that. But for whatever reason, when he gets to the main roster, it's like they didn't watch the product and they have no idea who this guy is or how to present him. Like, and it's the weirdest fucking thing to me because you can have him go out there and be that same guy and he will get over in front of the crowd. Like he doesn't need the Miz to do that. But if you're not going to do that, then yeah, I agree. The Miz will help him connect with the crowd in the way that they want him to connect with the crowd, but he doesn't need to connect with the crowd. They want him to, because he can do it on his own. Like,
I beg to differ because the NXT crowd, Black and Gold, and main roster crowd is two different entities. So that's why I'm like, he can connect with the mature, older NXT Black and Gold, but then when you got to come over and you got to transition to some families now, it might not be okay. I can't connect with this guy. Okay, I get it, he's violent and all of that, but maybe that's about it. So pair him up with the Miz, soften up that crowd so he could be digestible for Tommaso.
You don't think that Tommaso Ciampa doing what he did to Johnny Gargano on Rey Mysterio or Dominic would get him over the same way? If he just came out and brutally just beat down and put Dominic in the hospital and then was fucking up Rey Mysterio, who is one of the biggest and most lovable baby faces, you don't think that would get him over as a heel?
Maybe. Yeah, can. But the crowd is fickle, man. That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We seeing some acts. You know, remember the Ascension? What happened with that? They ain't changed shit. They didn't. Vince McMahon didn't touch shit with that. The crowd rejected that. They were like,
that is not true. Vince McMahon did change the Ascension. He took away their, again, this is something he loves to do because he did it with AOP. He did it with the Viking Raiders, which is going to be one of my swallows because they finally decided to treat the fucking Viking Raiders the way the War Raiders were treated. And look at them now. But he has these dominant tag teams who are wrecking shit in NXT and he brings them up. And what did the Ascension got squashed by a bunch of old fucking retired wrestlers? He got beat up by the NWO and DX and JBL and got squashed. They were coming out and they were wrecking dudes and they were getting 10 counts and shit. Like the crowd was counting as they were getting wins down in NXT. They come up and then they're like, oh, we're fucking Mad Max and we're crazy. And they were getting the shit kicked out of them. So he did change it. Like he took away what made them cool outside of the way they looked. And he did it with AOP, which is why AOP didn't work. He did it with the Viking Raiders, fucking Jedi mind trick, fucking turkey legs and shit, which is why they weren't getting over. But now we're seeing the Viking Raiders that I've wanted to see. What they did tonight to the New Day. The New Day were out there talking shit. They had a match. They won the match. And then two guys who I respect above almost anyone else in that tag division, Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. One of the best, if not the best tag team in WWE history. And these dudes came in and smashed them. And that is a statement. That is what they should have done a long time ago with those guys if they wanted to get them in this position. Because now they're believable. Now you can put them against the Usos. Now you can put them against the Street Profits. They just smashed the New Day. Kofi and Xavier wrecked them.
True. Yeah. Now I could say I agree. But could you also say because Vince is not there because of what's going on in his real life?
No, Vince is there.
Vince he's still there?
Vince is literally still in charge of creative.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to believe that Stephanie had a little something like Triple H sweet talk Stephanie and Benny's like, hey, so while you're in charge, the Viking Raiders, like maybe we could just try and see. Like,
Yeah, just like that.
vicious.
Yeah, just like
Vicious.
just see what happened. Like, you remember the AOP? Like, let's do that. Like, let's make them like the AOP or the APA. Like, let's do that.
the APA. Yeah,
Just try something I did that worked and see if it works. Just try one thing.
Honest to God.
I mean, it's still early. It's still early to see with Tommaso Ciampa. You know what I'm saying? It's still early. So
also, the New Day's ass word play. I really enjoyed all that ass word play that they did before they got squashed was fun.
Yeah, they're entertaining.
What do you got, Katie?
Specifically, on Rampage, it wasn't the first match. Tag team of Gates of Agony.
yeah.
Oh, listen, I love Toa Leona. I got to see him at Versus when I went to Vegas last year. That man is fucking scary and also very nice to look at. Same with Khan. And I'm all about like Ring of Honor having like dominant tag teams because, AEW owns Ring of Honor and they don't fucking do anything with it half the time. But now you're adding the champion of Ring of Honor, one of your main champions of Ring of Honor, into this faction with Tully is smart, and it's putting Ring of Honor's name out there more than it has been in the past. And they basically just beat the shit out of Lee Moriarty, which kind of sucks because he's a good guy. But I love this tag team, and if you let them just run wild on half the tag teams in AEW, golden. Give me them in FTR. Like, that shit would be cool. Just four dudes beating the shit out of each other? I'm in.
I agree. I enjoyed Taya Leone in another con. They were fun. It was really for real. I was distracted by the fact that John Gresham is barely taller than the top rope.
Dude.
Speaking of little kids running to the school bus, like I'm just watching him in the ropes like right here, and I'm like, dude.
Yeah, he's tiny. Yep.
He's get over there by that corner and just get on the first rope. Just stand up a little bit of something.
But no, I actually enjoyed that. I'm like, dude, this is basically Ring of Honor Rampage right now.
I was just gonna say that. Yep. I was just gonna say that.
Ring of Honor Women's Champion out there in a tag match. She got fucked up by Serena Deeb, which Serena Deeb would be great with Ring of Honor if you're not going to put her in the Blackpool Combat Club. Like that would be her and Mercedes are going to tear it down. She turned. And then this, doing something with Gresham. Amazingly, seeing a world champion in AEW who's black, who's got a black contender for his title is also very interesting, even though he's only on Rampage and not on Dynamite, but it's something. So that's a start. And I always said the way Tony Khan is, he's just going to put all the black people on Ring of Honor. Like that just seemed like where he was going. But then he proved me wrong. We've got Keith Lee and we've got Swerve over on Dynamite now. Like we've got Jade in a very prominent position and Athena as her challenger, which where the fuck was that tonight? I know they don't have time, but like we didn't get it on Dynamite. We didn't get it tonight. Like where the fuck is that? All we got on Dynamite was, hey, this is Layla Gray and she's really hot. She's going to be an interim baddie. And I'm all for that because more Layla Gray. I'm like, I prefer Layla Gray over Red Velvet anyway. So like, yeah, do that. Stokely, you are right. Perfect choice. But I would have liked to see Athena come out and, push towards this TBS championship match because Ember Moon, Athena, probably one of the best women's wrestlers on that roster, period. Hands down.
Agree?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. I think I'm gonna spit the AEW Dynamite women's division because once again they don't get the time, and me and my tag team partner, we always talk about the lack of for the women's, man. Like we just think it's not fair, especially when the women are ready. You know what I'm saying? I could see if if you had women who just not ready, okay. But we was patient. We was patient enough. We even did our top 12. We went through 12 women who was just ready to go. And you made a good point about, Athena and Jade, like the story, like what's going on with the story. This is pointing out one of these weaknesses in their game when they're trying to tell a story on TV. You know, they're not progressing it every week. Like, you need to progress this. I need to see face to face between Jade and Athena, and I didn't see that. So I'm gonna spit that. Didn't like it. Do better.
All I have left on my list is 2 spits, and I'm gonna roll them into one. Because it's women's division stuff. Ivy Niles promos on NXT were fucking terrible. Like, I love Ivy Niles. She is great, but those the acting was just god awful. It was bad.
Yeah.
And then getting robbed of Shotzi Blackheart on SmackDown so that Lacey could have her heel turn and beat up Aaliyah. Like, I could have seen Shotzi, and instead you just had Lacey make 3 entrances and then beat up Aaliyah because she didn't like the way she was getting, like, because I didn't get the cheer that I wanted from Texas. If anybody was gonna cheer a Lacey Evans, it's gonna be Texas. Like, if you can't get a pop in Texas for that character, you ain't getting a pop anywhere.
Facts. Fucking facts.
She is made for Texas.
Bro.
Oh god.
On God.
Oh, hell no.
Fucking terrible.
But
yeah, that's
the truth,
bullshit.
though. It's truth. It's truth. Unfortunately, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Really
But those are my last 2. That's all I have left on my list. So does anyone else have any spits or swallows?
I mean, well, the one swallow I will say though is Moxley versus Brody King.
Okay.
No, you weren't feeling it.
Listen, here's the thing.
Then the thing with Malachi Black at the end. The thing with Malachi.
I was on my phone a little bit, man, so I gotta rewatch that, man.
No, but
the thing with Malachi Black, like, all that's cool. I personally, Malachi's leader of the group. He should have been the one in that position with Moxley, not Brody King. Also,
it's getting there though.
Brody King doesn't do it for me because he is such a big guy. I feel like he should be hitting you like Stan Hansen or JBL, and he isn't as impactful as I want him to be, and it takes me out of it. When I look at him and I see him, I want to see him flipping motherfuckers with lariats and just breaking dude, like with his size and everything. That's what I want to see, is a JBL, a Stan Hansen, somebody that's going to wreck motherfuckers with that build, with that body. And he's not that guy. And it kills it a little bit for me. And that's on me. That's not on him, because I'm expecting him to wrestle the way I want him to wrestle. And that's not who he is. So that's 100% on me. But as a fan, when I'm watching him, that's what I want to see him do. Kind of like Luchasaurus is finally doing what I wanted to see him do. And now I'm like more about Luchasaurus. When I watch him in the ring, I'm just like, dude, I really want to believe like you're going to hurt somebody, and you're not hurting anybody. Like,
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
I feel what you're saying. Because, I mean, even though I sort of enjoyed it a little bit, I mean, just getting somebody in that spot where, AEW can have a run of contenders to kind of go and get this interim title, I think is a good idea. But I'm with you. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have that little authority with some of his attacks. But, I just think it's kind of funny that a guy that looks like he makes really good barbecue can also wrestle. I think is like how I see him. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I got these ribs for you, man. I put this new, I marinated 24 hours,
Yeah,
Special he should be the book.
Yeah, special rub. It's a family tradition.
Katie, you said you had something?
I just have one final swallow, and it is the Street Profits.
Oh.
Now listen, the match at Money in the Bank fucking slap. Match of the night. They got screwed. Montez drops Fs. Fantastic. The match on Monday, Dawkins showed he is also a star, and he's getting real sick and tired of people being like, Montez is the only person who's going to break away, which they don't have to do that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Accept it.
No. Ariachi McMahon is in here. He's not going to break up a tag team. If Street Profits end up, quote unquote, breaking up, they're both going to be stars. Dawkins can go. He's strong. He's quick. He's agile. Montez Ford is bulked up. You can see it, especially from when he started. That man can literally touch rafters with his frog splash.
Yeah.
Good on, they're both good in their respective rights. They're both great in their respective rights. And we're getting more Usos and Profits, which is what we need, because they're holding it down in the tag division. Do I like the belts all being fucking unified? No, I'm sick of it, because it's just cluttering everything up because then we're leaving it with like no one else is getting a chance to do anything with belts. I think it was Matt, maybe, I don't remember who said it in my chat, or it was Joss, I can't remember, saying, or no, it was Jesus, I think, who said it. Put the titles up, and one team gets one team gets the other. Like, have like fucking 8 tag teams or some shit in a match. Just separating the titles. I feel the same way with Roman having both titles, because one person taking both belts isn't gonna be good.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Listen, I love Roman. I love Roman being the yes, the tribal chief. I love Roman, and I love his character, and I love everything he's been doing. I just think that whenever someone takes the title off of him, it should just be like one. It doesn't have to be both. I don't like that factor in this for any of these unification shit. I don't like that it's both. Just if you can take one off of someone, that's fine, because then that opens up another set of challengers for insert title here. So that's just a personal gripe I have, but regardless, I'm happy about Profits and Usos, because that shit's going to be great. And Sami Zayn's probably going to be the special guest referee.
Yeah. Honorary Oos.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tag onto that real quick, and then we'll close the show out. I have always been an advocate for D'Lo Brown should have done more. And Angelo Dawkins is very much D'Lo Brown in this tag team, and I could see him doing great things. But Montez Ford has clearly got the appeal and the star power top to bottom. So if they're gonna run with someone, they're gonna run with Ford. I would love to see Angelo do things. Like I said, I thought chest protector D'Lo could have been more than just European champion. I would have liked to see my boy D'Lo going sky high, winning a championship. And me and Vince had a whole argument about that, because
I remember
I called Vince a racist for hating on D'Lo. How are you gonna be from Chicago and hate on D'Lo? Neither here nor there. I'd love to see Dawkins do some things, and I think that would be a fun first feud for both of them. Is Dawkins getting sick of everyone saying he's the Marty Jannetty and going after Montez, but we'll see what happens. Devin, you are our guest here, so we are going to start with you. Tell everyone where they can find Clark Street Wrestling, about Clark Street Wrestling, all of that fun stuff.
Yeah. First off, shout out to my tag team partner, Hafiz, the Nigerian Nightmare, aka the Messiah of Podcasting, one half of the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast, which you can find on our website, where we got all of our social medias linked. So Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, even our audio form of our podcast, video, YouTube, ClarkStreetWrestling.com, ST for the abbreviation, where we got all of our merch. So, let me plug my merch, like that shirt in the summertime. Get them beach towels, get your ass off that hot ass sand. It's a bad look. All right. So get your beach towels, ClarkStreetWrestling.com/store for your pleasure. It is decided. Thank you for the invite, my friend.
Absolutely. We'll definitely have you guys back on. Katie, and hopefully Hafiz can come next time. I would also like to get him.
You got to get him in. Gotta get him in. Talk about 2.0. It's gonna love it.
Right.
Katie, tell us about the She Leads Showcase, the episode you guys did yesterday, all that fun stuff.
All that fun shit we do. Yeah. So you can follow me on Twitter at KatieWrestling13. The link tree in my bio to take you all things She Leads Showcase. Twitch.tv/She Leads Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, unless something happens, like when I went to Vegas and the internet didn't work, so we couldn't do a podcast. YouTube.com/She Leads Showcase, and I'm so happy I finally get to fucking say that. Just got that custom URL. I'm very proud of it. Show's not even a year old yet, so it's very proud for me because this is my baby. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, if you want to listen to everything we do. She Leads the weekly recap we do. Episode just went up today as we record this. Inside the Mind of is making a return, which is an interview series I do with Heel Tactics Justin. I'm actually doing that tomorrow morning. And then Will Gray on Monday morning. Knocking him out, getting him back in the game because I was slacking. In the Crowd is a collab show I do. I'd love to have Clark Street on once I get that back up and running. That would be a fun time. And then my co-host Savannah has a New Japan show. So all things New Japan, that's all on her.
I think Clark Street would be great on both In the Crowd and Inside the Mind of.
100%.
So if you're not familiar, Inside the Mind of is where Katie sits down with podcasters in the wrestling community and finds out a little bit more about them. Great interviews. She's got Justin, our little clique of friends, Young Kings Wrestling, me. I interviewed her, got her really, really drunk. That was a fun one. So definitely go check that out. But again, I think both Devin and Hafiz would be great on that as well. Justin,
100%.
tell us about the Born Again Get Yo podcast.
Yes, it's been resurrected. You know what I'm saying? We prayed many days, 10 days to Santo Nino to help us resurrect the show. And here we are. Prayers have been answered. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Usually I have a crew, but right now we're doing a 2-man thing, me and Garn, and I bring in guests. You know what I'm saying? You know, pretty soon we're going to have Clark Street. We're going to make that happen beyond Getcho. You know what I'm saying? We have to. And then, you know what I'm saying? You can either find me on Marks and Mike. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not on Getcho, you find me on Marks and Mike. So shout out to them. And yeah, Get Your Podcast on Twitter. Get Your Podcast on Instagram. We did a most recent episode. We did a sweaty session on wrestlers doing a Blue Chew ad. So check that out. Check that out.
Yes, no, that was actually really funny. Garn killed it for not knowing what the fuck was going on.
I know. I felt so. I thought I gave him the notes, but he's like, "No, you didn't, sir." I was like, "Oh."
But to do that promo on the spot, Garn killed it. Like, props to Garn. And also, the episode before that had me, Katie, and Vince on. We did John Cena raps or poems
John
about
Cena
John
raps.
Cena.
Yep.
Great bars. Nothing but bars.
Yep.
So that was fun. You guys can follow
and shout
me
out to Kyle. Shout out to Kyle from April Bump, who was also on the show too. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, sir. I don't want to be put in the waiting room, but I had to shout out to April Bump real quick.
Well, the show's over. So you guys can follow me at Matt Ritter. This is AnimeTTRIDDR on Twitter only. Twitter and Instagram, Smackin' Raw Pod. I run the Twitter. Vince runs the Instagram. You guys can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/Smackin' Raw. Creation World is the banner under which Smackin' Raw exists. You can find them at creationworld.com, Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World, THECREATIA World, and facebook.com/Creation World. We are on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We are everywhere. But most importantly, we are the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub. So go check us out there. Link trees are in my bio. You can find us there. Because I forgot to do it real quick before we close out. Devin, what was your favorite show you watched this week?
TV show or wrestling show?
Wrestling show.
Oh, okay. Don't be going out the box. I'm gonna go with Money in the Bank. Have fun with it. Loved it. Sunday, or was it Saturday?
Saturday.
So that was last week. You said this week. You know, I'm gonna go SmackDown. Enjoyed it. Tribal Chief, Maximum Male Models. Enjoyed the model show. Spring collection. I'm gonna apply for the application too as well. So yeah, I'm on it. Yeah, Friday Night SmackDown. Loved it.
There we go. Katie.
Great American Bash, NXT 2.0.
Justin.
Level Up.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, it's NXT Great American. Come on, NXT American Bash. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna go Great American Bash as well. So for Clark Street Wrestling Podcast, the She Lead Showcase, the Get Show Podcast, I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Bat Ritter, and this has been the Smackin' Raw Podcast, the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.